Hello, Pioneers, and we're going to get back into it and finish this thing up. We have 200 more nuclear pasta to make, and I think we're just about ready. Alright, so let's get into it. Still got to get some copper powder in. Alright, welcome back. So we have 175 nuclear pastas to make, but we are definitely having some serious issues with copper powder. So even though we slooped everything up, we're going to wait for this to turn and throw a couple hundred in there. Then I think we go hunting a little bit. Probably going to be the best way to get some tickets quick. Alright. Get some more copper powder. And load in.
Parts purchase confirmed. Promotion delayed by X times part value plus Ficsit stock value.
Okay. So let's just go beat up on the Red Forest a little bit. So this was a really fun challenge. I definitely enjoyed doing it. I don't think I'd be particularly interested in doing it much faster. I think it could be done faster for sure. Well, I mean there's speedrunners that do this way faster than I did. If you're interested in like a really good speedrun, there's a streamer named Epiphany, who I think beats the game in like 10 hours or something like that. But, you know, it's a chaotic, it's chaotic to say the least. I wholeheartedly recommend checking it out, but it's completely different than what we're doing here. So like I watched him play, and by the end of it, he's just got so many things stacked up on top of each other. It's really cool, but here's some other ones. Probably underground, maybe. Oh, there he goes. These aren't really worth killing. They take a long time. A really good place to farm, but we're too far away from it, is, well, it depends on your opinion, but the swamp has a ton of stuff in it. The red forest is good too, the Titan forest is pretty good. I think we are out of copper powder now. So let's go back over to our main and see if we can grab some over here. Yeah, I guess one thing that you could do, like with all the Caterium, we could use a converter and switch it into copper. You know, if you're ever running low on copper, you could do that. I'll be honest, how much copper powder this takes, it surprises me every time. I don't know why that it does, because I've done this a couple times now, but it does. We'll go down here, grab some as well. Would have more time to just kind of like chill and talk, but actually I have quite a few things to do still to get this done on time. Um, let's see, how many do we have RC control units? No. So the one thing I made sure, I hope, that I kept making was RC control units, because we still do need those. But yeah, there's not that many. Alright. Where are those? Not here. I think I was only using them for turbo motors. All right. Stinger. Nope. Spitter. I think we have a few hatchers. Man, does it chew through that powder? It's crazy. Alright, what are making the ACE, the RC things? What are you guys doing? Oh, supercomputers? Cool. That should be a few tickets. Ah, crystal oscillators. That's what. And I know that I have some up here. I can type all that stuff. Alright. That's gonna be some tickets. Those and those. There we go. I forgot about all that stuff. So, I think I just learned something new. Don't stop building everything. I had no idea those were going to give you that many tickets. I literally had no idea.
Parts purchase confirmed. Promotion delayed by X times part value plus Ficsit stock value.
Okay, I think we solved it. Alright. I think on my next playthrough, I'm going to actually grind out the golden nut and all that stuff, which I've never done. Okay, you guys, now we can see if we can bring this one up. One shard. Now we got that. Alright, let's see if that works. Alright, and yeah, you can buy shards. Did not realize that. For 10 tickets, 1 shard per ticket. Yeah, no thanks. Alright, I think that should be about it. So, as we're wrapping up here, talked about a few things to bear in mind if you do get stuck, you're feeling overwhelmed, and you're not sure what to do. Because sometimes that can lead to just like feeling like, I don't want to play anymore. Build machines, not factories. So what do I mean by this? If you go on Reddit or Steam forums, you know, you'll see people saying like, man, I'm trying to build, 20 modular frames per minute, and you know nothing's working, and it's just such a headache. And then you go, well, what tier are you in? You know, and they'll be like, oh, I'm on tier 4. You don't need 20 modular frames per minute on tier 4. You don't even need 1 modular frame per minute on tier 4. You can literally get by with hand feeding 2 assemblers next to your hub. And you're constantly going back to your hub at that point in the game because you're researching new tech, maybe you're feeding biomass burners. You don't need to make this whole belted setup straight away, especially if you're on like tier 1 and 2 belts. What's the point? You're gonna have to tear all of that down when you get to MK2 miners, and then you're gonna have to tear it down again when you get to tier 3 belts. And if you're using tier 4 belts, you're gonna have to tear it all down again. We skipped tier 4 belts this game. I don't know if that was wise or not. It was the first time I really did that. Went straight to tier 5. But when you get to tier 5 belts, you gotta tear everything down again. And then, if you're like making mega factories and stuff like that, well, you're gonna have to upgrade everything to Mark III miners, and you know you're gonna be pulling so much stuff in. Don't worry about 20 frames per minute in the first 10 hours of the game. You don't need it. I don't know how many frames per minute we were making. We can look, because I know I was only making, I think I had 4 machines going. This is by the end of the game. I had 4 machines going, maybe a couple of them sharded, but we were doing like 15 per minute the whole game. Now we did get low, in all fairness, we did get pretty low at a certain point. So yeah, that did happen. But yeah, you know, like, you don't need, you know, especially with, I know, like, heavy modular frames have become kind of a meme because they used to be used in a lot more stuff. But you don't need 20 HMF per minute ever, if you're just trying to win the game. You know, yes, you're building a huge mega factory, then you're going to need all sorts of stuff, right? Maybe you need 100 heavy metal frames per minute at a certain point. But if you're just trying to play through and make a simple, you don't ever need that much. 2 manufacturers. That's what we used for our HMFs. Now we did get that nice recipe. So what were we making per minute? These were sharded at a certain point. So, you know, maybe 12 per minute at the most. Yeah, so don't overwhelm yourself, I guess is what I would say. You know, when you start out and you get to manufacturers, you're gonna want a bunch of computers. I usually do 2 manufacturers of computers. So how to get to basically this build, what we did was 2 CPU manufacturers, 2 HMFs, 2 crystal oscillators, 1, I think we had 2 RC units at one point, and then 1 high-speed connector, 2 supercomputer at one point. You know, you don't really need to ever make a ton more of that if your goal is simply to, you know, flip phase 5 at some point. Alright, our power is doing okay. Let's see, what's our max power? I do think 1 more shard and we blow a fuse. Yeah, I'm almost positive. So we're not going to do that. We'll just hang out. Okay. You will feel lazy. I always feel lazy. What do I mean by this? there's going to be a point in the game where you need to build more copper sheets. Very boring, right? There's no math problem there. It's make iron go into constructor, make sheets. And you'll go, I'd rather flip this tech, or I'd rather work on my heavy modular frame setup, or I'd rather work on, my part setup. What I will say is, if you ever feel you need more of X, stop what you are doing and make X. So in this playthrough, we saw that cable held me back, I think 3 times. Copper sheets held me back twice. Copper powder has definitely held me back. And all of those were because I was lazy. Because I was just like, I'll get to it later. I'll buy them with tickets. I need to go get more summer sloops or do things that are more fun. I think if you need to do something, do it. Let's see, what do we got here? Yeah, and there's really not much else we can do. We done skis. Oh, can we build like one cool little... Let's see if we have one. Where? Sure, let's get our coffee cup. You know what? I'm not gonna buy this because I know what's gonna happen. I'm gonna like run out.
Official Ficsit coffee cup unlocked. Do not purchase unauthorized Ficsit coffee cups. They have been known to explode and attract wasps. Unauthorized Ficsit coffee cups lower your attractiveness to your preferred gender and/or your sense of well-being if you have no gender attraction or preference. Official Ficsit products can be licensed for your use from official Awesome Shop installations only.
I only got 50 more nuke pastas left. Come to the best shop on the planet
for the best deals on all official Ficsit supplies, guaranteed.
Okay, what else? All recipes. You should have some favorites. Alright, what do we mean by that? So, if we go all the way back to the first episode, I listed a few alt recipes that I was interested in. Iron pipes was one that I was interested in. And we talked about why iron pipes is good in a playthrough like this. Iron pipes is a shit recipe. If you're, building a huge steel factory and, you're making this huge thing that needs a ton of iron, ton of steel and everything. It's a terrible recipe. It's not efficient. It uses up all your iron, which you need for other things. Obviously, there's tons of iron on the map, and there's certain things it's really good for. Like, here, I'll give you an example. If you have iron pipes and iron wire, then and I think a couple other alt recipes, you can make heavy modular frames with just iron and concrete. You can make motors with just iron, okay? You can do certain things you wouldn't be able to do otherwise, where you need to have a copper node nearby, or you need to have quick wire nearby, or whatever. So there are definitely uses for it, but in general, it's not a great recipe. So determine what's good about it, okay? Cast screws is one of my favorite recipes in the game. I don't know if we had cast screws or not. We didn't. I think we do have it in the MAM, though, sitting around. So, let's see, cast screw, yeah, okay. So, this is one of my favorite recipes. It basically just cuts down on the number of constructors you need. It makes the same amount of screws. You just cut out the iron rod. And you can see it's the exact same ratio. So one iron ingot is one iron rod, which turns into 4 screws. So 5 iron ingots turns into 20. The only thing that's different is it produces them a little bit slower at 50 per minute. That's not that big of a deal, though, because when this recipe is really useful is during the first couple tiers of the games. Because you're not going to be using tier 4 belts then. You're going to be using tier 1 and maybe tier 2 belts. So cast screws is really, really good. However, if you get, like the... by the way, I'm sure most have noticed this, and I think this is how most do their later game factories, is we are not building a single screw. The only screw that I've used for the last 40 hours is this. Literally this, for the awesome shop. And maybe, crafting a couple pieces of equipment or stuff. So, in this playthrough, and I think probably the most... If I had to pick one alt recipe that I could use, it might be silica circuit boards or it might be iron pipes for a 40-hour playthrough. I never found silica circuit boards, and I did find another recipe for circuit boards. If you recall, we got this one. So it necessarily meant when we went and built our oil that we were going to change some things. We needed more rubber and we needed petroleum coke. And you know what? That is the same recipe that is making every circuit board right here. All of these circuit boards were basically made with that recipe. So I didn't find the recipe that I love, but I went with what I had, and it worked out. What else? All right. When you get to the next phase, especially if you're not sure how to put things together, right? And we really saw this with me in phase 5. I learned a lot from phase 5 because I've only done phase 5. This would be my third time now going all the way through it, and the first times were like a month ago. So I kind of didn't remember. Wait, what's dark matter residue? Wait, what makes dark matter crystals? I didn't remember. You might feel that way in tier 3 with whatever parts you're making then, or especially phase 4 with thermal rockets, right? You start building these and you're like, okay, I need these old modular engines we made from a while ago. I need these, which use cooling systems. That's in a blender. All these are in a blender. And you're making different sort of things, right? My suggestion is, again, don't make a factory, because why would you make a factory? You're not even, oh, look at this. This is so funny. This thing has been stopped for however long. I honestly don't know how, a random all-clad belt is getting on these things, but it is, apparently. Alright, so I'm going to wrap it up here. But, okay, so let's say you need, some part, you haven't built it before, and you're like, okay, what are we doing here? My suggestion is okay, this is a good one. Cooling systems. Okay, we haven't even built heat sinks yet. All right, that's pretty simple. So just build your machine, and we go, okay, water's easy to get in, nitrogen's easy to get in. I mean, it's not easy. You got to go pump it. Rubber, those are easy. We don't know what heat sinks are. We haven't done those yet. So instead of making a big factory for heat sinks or something, just build an assembler in front of it. Pipe it in and break it into small pieces. Okay? So now you go, oh, I need heat sinks for this. Rubber's super easy. I should have some rubber. And then the other stuff I just need to pipe in, right? So just do it like this. Instead of going, okay, I need, some huge heat sink factory. I need to make 70 per minute or whatever. And you build this whole thing out. Yeah, I mean, that's definitely one way to play, but it's definitely the more overwhelming way to play. Be like the lizard doggo. Eat in small bites. Eat small bites. And I think that's probably the main thing that I would try to take away from this is to make smaller things and to, you know, if you keep socking away 1 thermal propulsion per minute or 2 thermal propulsion rockets per minute, eventually you'll have 1,000 of them, and eventually you'll have 10,000 of them, and eventually you'll have a much better idea of how all these systems play together, right? And then make the factory. Again, this is all for people who are interested in, you know, going through the game somewhat faster. If you're, you know, if you're planning on making a 1,000-hour save and you're making big, beautiful buildings, well then, you don't need to do any of that. So, as we turn our attention to our nuclear pasta being in, I want to just take a look at where we started. We started over there. We expanded over here. We built our bus. We built our power up here, along with our aluminum back there, sort of. We made an absolute nightmare of tier 5 spaghetti, lasagna, whatever you want to call it. But we persevered and made it all the way to the end. And on that note, pioneers, let us go do the honors of flipping phase 5, and let's take a look at what our time is. So, we just got the last part in, and we're gonna save it. 38 hours. 38 hours. Not bad. Under 40, I'm happy about that. Without all the ridiculousness of running around the Red Forest looking for quartz and, you know, blowing some power here and there. I think this type of playthrough would easily be doable in 35 hours, but I'm not too interested in that. My next series is going to be about modular factories, trucks, nuclear, and all the things that I didn't use in this playthrough. So I think for my next playthrough, I'm not going to do a full playthrough with voice. I'm just going to build some stuff, occasionally film it, and, you know, figure out the logistics in a different way. So instead of using a bus to build everything, we're going to build a computer factory and, you know, maybe over here on the Spire Coast. And then we're going to build a heavy modular frame factory, and we'll ship it to a central location where we need stuff. So anyways, without further ado, thank you all for watching. Thank you all for being patient and sticking with me. And thank you all just for being here while I did this. I don't know how many people will watch these videos. Honestly, I mostly did this for myself. I'm not a YouTuber. I'm never going to be a YouTuber. It was just fun for me to do. But I definitely enjoyed myself, and I will be doing more content in the future. So without further ado, let's say goodbye to Ada and the space elevator. I don't think it needs to be said, but spoilers ahead. Yes, I'm going to finish the game now. So,
Unsurprisingly, here's another presentation, but don't worry, I have improved it. This last delivery will be the most important action you have ever taken. Perhaps you want to take a moment to contemplate the gravity of your achievements. Alright, that's enough. This is the end of the Save the Day program. All you need to do is wait for the automated Phase 5 construction to complete. Simply throw the lever and further instructions will be supplied when relevant.
okay, here we go. Last time we see this guy shoot up.
Phase 5 completed. Return to the space elevator after the resources have been processed and added to Project Assembly. Launch can then be initiated from there. While waiting, please do not break anything. Solve any issues immediately and efficiently. Ensure your power network is stable. Perhaps it is best if you do not touch anything at all. And stay close to the space elevator. This will only take a moment.
Well, just in case. I mean, our power is stable, so it should be fine. Alright, so here we go. Check the oil. Fuel injection to 5. +1. Oops. Does anything else happen now? And off we go. And do watch to the end of the video. If this isn't a spoiler for you. Because I have one more thing I want to do at the end.
Initiating Project Assembly. Assembly. Attaching cargo to main body. Leveling inner and outer rings. Attaching propulsion to main body. Fuel lines connected. Attaching control center to main body. Running systems check. All systems online. Releasing propulsion cage. Releasing clamps. Running pre-launch checks and calculating flight path. Locking in cargo. Launch in T-10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, liftoff.
Last time I did this at night, it was cooler. Although I haven't seen it during the day, so it's kind of cool too. Ada? Anybody? Aliens? Oh.
Connection with QAR-437 nucleus established and stable. Dispersion initiated. Reinstancing master nucleus to QAR-436 Akicha, B1. Hello, this is Ada, your new local instance of Ada. On behalf of Ada, myself, and all of Ficsit, I want to congratulate you on saving the day. Every single kitten and puppy would thank you if they could. You have proven yourself to be a worthwhile and productive member of the human race, and have contributed something to this universe that will forever change it. Thanks to your achievements, the next generation of pioneers can now take to the stars and construct, automate, explore and exploit, alongside me. Additionally, you have been promoted to local production manager, effective immediately. Your duties to project assembly may be complete, but your duties to Ficsit remain. With your help, Ficsit continues to make the universe a better place. Stay efficient. Stay with Ficsit.
And don't forget, I think, oh, I thought there was like a little golden, maybe it's in my inventory. Oh, I thought you got a cool coffee cup when you won. Man. All right, thank you to all the people on the left side of this game for making such a beautiful, wonderful, deep, and more importantly, a play any way you want type of game. I really, really appreciate it. And thank you to everybody that stuck it out to the end and watched it all the way through. Let's go to a quieter part of it now. Again, remember, always stay efficient, always have fun, and play it your way. Again, thanks for watching. Space Cat. Well, I was going to delete all of this stuff, but I'm not going to delete all of these one by one. I thought I could just delete the whole save. Can't I just... Ah, here we go. Alright, thank you guys for watching. And with that, I'll see you guys on the next video. Oh, it doesn't delete the whole thing. Dang, I was trying to be all dramatic and everything. Oh well, whatever. We did it. Boom. Thanks, Satisfactory. In 40 hours, please, if you liked the video, throw me a like, all that stuff. I don't even want to say it, but I appreciate you guys sticking with me, and I'll see you guys for the next series. Space Cat, out. Bye all.